Hello everyone and welcome back to Warehouse and Operations as a Career. I'm Marty and today we're talking about something that reaches far beyond the warehouse floor, beyond any title and beyond the company's walls. We're talking about leadership. Now when you hear the word leader, most people instantly think of a boss, a supervisor, or someone that's in charge. But I'd like to challenge that a bit today. Because in my opinion, leadership is not a title. It's not assigned. It's something we live, something we show, something that earns respect, not demands it. I feel every one of us, no matter what position we hold, is responsible for something. We're responsible for our own lives, our families, our goals, and yes, our jobs. But leadership takes that personal responsibility one step further. It's about influencing others through what we do, not what we say. Leadership isn't about the clipboard, the badge, a different colored vest, or any fancy office. It's about how we act when no one's watching. It's how we respond when things go wrong. And it's about how we treat people, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. A title defines a position, not a person. Leadership defines and identifies a person. I've seen great leaders wearing steel-toed boots and safety vests, working shoulder to shoulder on the warehouse floor. And I've seen people with impressive titles who couldn't lead a team out of the break room. Leadership starts when you take ownership, when you decide that safety, productivity, and teamwork matter to you personally. You don't have to wait for a promotion to lead. In fact, some of the strongest leaders I've ever met were associates who just quietly got things done, helped others, and took pride in their work every single day. You may remember me talking about a dear friend, a forklift operator for over 30 years. He was the strongest leader I'd ever met as an order selector. He'd keep all of us selectors motivated in the aisles every night and helped challenge us with cases per hour and egging us all on each night. You see, leadership begins the moment you stop saying, "That's not my job," and start saying, "That's my responsibility. Getting those doors opened and closed is my job." One of the biggest misconceptions in the workplace is that leadership means being in charge. But real leadership is actually about serving others, taking care of others. I like saying the best leaders don't command, they support. They remove obstacles, provide tools, and help others succeed. They understand that their job isn't to be the smartest person in the room, it's to bring out the best in the people that's around them. I think of it like this. A boss says, "Go do this." But a leader says, "Let's go do this," or "Let's do this together." That one word, "let's," changes everything. True leaders ask themselves every morning, what can I do to make my team's job easier today? How can I help someone succeed? That attitude builds trust, and trust is the foundation of every great team. Remember that first night that I was taken back to the high-rise department and passed on to a teammate as an operator? He could have threw me to the wolves. I'd have never gotten my numbers, but he was a leader. He wanted me to succeed and helped turn me into an ace in the department. Now let's talk about one of the most important parts of leadership, setting the example. You can't talk your team into greatness. You have to show them what it looks like. That means being the first to follow the safety rules. It means showing up on time, keeping a positive attitude, and treating everyone with respect, even when you're having a bad day. People may hear what you say, but they'll remember what you do. Your example is what teaches others what's expected. It's not the HR's handbook or the poster on the wall. It's you. If you show that you care, your team will care. If you cut corners, they'll think that's acceptable. If you treat people fairly, they'll do the same for others. A leader's greatest tool isn't authority. I feel it's consistency. Processes, policies, and procedures are all important, but let's be honest, people make them work. A process can't motivate itself. A machine can't fix morale. That's where leadership comes in. Leaders know that their success depends on the success of others. They listen, they communicate, they check in with their people, not just about numbers or goals, but about how things are going. They know when someone's struggling, and they step in before it becomes a bigger issue. Leadership is about connection. It's about empathy. It's understanding that every associate, every teammate is a human being with a life outside those warehouse doors or that tractor. When you lead people well, they'll take care of the process all on their own. When you ignore people, even the best process is going to fall apart. Now, leadership isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it means standing alone. It's easy to make the popular decisions. It's much harder to make the right ones. I've had to make tough calls over the years about safety violations, attendance, fairness, productivity, and accountability. And I'll be honest, those conversations aren't fun. But leadership means having the courage to protect both your people and your company, because one can't survive without the other. Doing what's right, even when it's not easy, earns trust. It shows integrity, and integrity, once earned, gives your leadership meaning to the team and to our peers. Here's another quick truth. Leadership isn't a destination. It's a path. No, path is the wrong word. It's a journey. You don't wake up one morning and say, I'm a leader now. It's something you build every single day. And you know, leaders are learners. They read, they ask questions, they take feedback, even when it stings a little. They don't think they have it all figured out, and most importantly, they help others grow. One of the best feelings in the world is watching someone you've trained or mentored step into their own leadership role. That's how you know you're doing it right, when the people around you are growing too. As I've said before, leadership is measured not by how far you go, but by how many people you bring with you. One of my early mentors told me to always be training another to fill my role. He taught me I couldn't advance if he had no one to do my job. For me, leadership doesn't end when you clock out. It's who you are, at work, at home, in your community. A culture of one, if you will. It's how you treat people at the grocery store, or how you respond when someone cuts you off in traffic. It's the choices you make when no one's keeping score. Handling myself outside of work has always been harder for me than on the floor. In our industry, warehousing, manufacturing, distribution, and even transportation, leadership shows up in small moments every day. It's the associate who stays late to help finish a load. It's the forklift operator who stops to pick up debris instead of just driving past it. It's the supervisor who takes time to explain, not just correct. It's the recruiter who listens to an applicant's story instead of rushing them through an interview. For me, these moments and things like that are real leadership. Now let's circle back to where we started. The idea that leadership isn't about a title. Titles come and go. They change with promotions, reorganizations, and even new companies. But leadership, that's something you carry with you everywhere you go. When you take responsibility, real personal responsibility for your work, your attitude, and your influence, you become a leader. Not because someone gave you permission, but because you chose to be one. The warehouse, the office, the road, they all need leaders. Not more bosses, not more rule enforcers, but leaders who care, who listen, and who show up with integrity every single day. So what is leadership? I don't think it's power. I've never thought of it as authority. It's not the corner office or the parking space by the door. Leadership is responsibility. It's service. It's consistency. It's the courage to do what's right, the example that others can follow, and the growth you inspire in the people around you. Whether you're on your first day in the warehouse or your 40th year in operations, leadership starts with you. Be the person others look to for guidance, not because you have to lead, but because you choose to. It will be noticed, and you may just develop and instill that culture throughout your whole facility. I'll leave you with this thought. A boss has a title, but a leader has the respect of their team. Let's all aim to be that kind of leader, at work and in life. We will be successful. Okay, I'll stop here and quit rambling. Leadership is a subject I'm quite passionate about and could talk for hours on it. If you enjoyed today's episode, share it with a friend, a coworker, or maybe that new supervisor who's still learning what leadership really means. And remember, leadership isn't about being in charge. It's about being responsible, being consistent, and being someone others can count on. Until next time, stay safe, stay focused, and as always, keep leading by example.